Welcome to the Elevating Leaders series, where we go beyond the headlines and straight to the people who are redefining insurtech and business transformation. We've caught up with the visionaries and the pioneers that are currently driving the industry forward, bringing you exclusive insights, strategies, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. If you're ready to go deeper, this is your front row seat to the future of insurance. I'm Miguel Edwards, and this is 5 Minutes. Jackie Morales, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking time out of this busy ITC schedule here to be with us here on 5 Minutes.
Absolutely. So thank you for having me.
100%. Honor is all ours. So there's a quintessential question that I ask all my guests, particularly around the being in the insurance industry. Did you plan your career in insurance? How did you end up here?
Yeah, there's only a couple people who plan to be in the industry. It's the underwriters and the actuaries.
Sure.
And so, no, I kind of luckily stumbled into it. I had a friend who was working in an insurance company. She said, come in and do an interview. And I was like, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. And I got in there. I got the job as a manager of a 15-person call center.
Okay.
And I realized really quickly that I liked managing people. Mm-hmm. I realized this was such a people-oriented business. Yeah. And I really believed in what insurance stood for, what the mission and the purpose of it was. And I was like, this is me. I can do this, and I like it. And so I kind of fell in love with the industry at an early age and just have I refer to myself sometimes as a lifer.
Okay. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Let me tell you, Jackie, what's going through my head right now, because, and this is like something that I'm learning to do as a podcaster, as a host, is to be flexible, because I had this entire line of questioning around, kind of insurance and scalability and technology and all this. Yeah. But hearing you now speak live and in person, I'm hearing this kind of leadership and management ethos that's coming out of you that now I want to dive into leadership now with you. Like forget the insurance technical stuff. I've had enough of those.
And it all comes out as part of that leadership story too.
100%. So tell me a little bit about how you built that ethos. Like how did that come about, and how did you find yourself as a leader? Yeah,
I think what I learned from a very early age is to be a servant leader. It can never just be about you. Yeah. If you put yourself first, I also see it's anytime you make a decision that put me as a priority, that put me first, I said, I don't deserve to be a leader. Mm-hmm. And so what do you think about? You think about your employees, you think about your customers, and your customers might be the policyholder, right, but it's also the distributor.
Sure.
And so what's that ecosystem of people that are dependent on the transaction, mm-hmm, either for keeping a promise, mm-hmm, or are dependent on that ecosystem to make a living and support their families. And I think the very best people in the industry are those that see this as a mission, mm-hmm, of making and keeping promises.
I love that. I love that thought process. It's really funny when you talked about that whole concept of servant leadership. Funny story happened this morning. Downstairs in the gym, it's super small. I was working out this morning, like 5 a.m. And this guy comes in with a whole bag and a whole bunch of stuff. This gym is way too small for the number of people there. And his shirt, it says, I'm an effing alpha. That's what his shirt says.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, where is this going? And then he just comes in and he's taking up all of this space and he's working out. And I literally sat there and I was like, this guy thinks that to be an alpha, you've got to just run everything and take everything for yourself. Yeah. And by the way, I think of myself as an alpha. But,
me too.
But not in this way where I don't care about anybody else around me. So you're talking about this concept of servant leadership, where being that alpha, being that leader is about serving those in your command, so to speak.
Absolutely. And providing for the future.
Right.
It isn't just about leading for the moment. It's developing leaders for the future, making good people, reinforcing. The hardest thing in insurance is not to have the millions and millions of things that you do, especially in the operations and the service, mm-hmm, area. How do you make that not about a piece of paper or a transaction, but rather about a moment of truth for everybody?
Right.
This isn't a piece of paper you're dealing with. This is a person's life. Mm-hmm. And so how do you reinforce that with people? Today happens to be Boss's Day.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
I'm kind of in a freelance space right now in between roles. Uh-huh. And I sent a note to the 3 leaders that used to report to me at my last company. And I said, Happy Boss's Day. Don't forget you're wonderful leaders and you're even better people. And to me, you have to reinforce that because leadership's a hard job.
It is.
Making decisions when it's not easy, sometimes without all of the information, you have to reinforce for those people that being a leader is many things, but it's carrying sometimes a burden for others and doing that without feeling like you're sacrificing a great deal about it. So I think about it as the legacy that you leave and what your purpose as a leader is to do the right thing, make the hard decisions, but also bring in the next generation of leaders.
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.